I had intended to do a non-stop recording, but my phone rang there and I'm recording this on my phone, so I had to answer it. It was probably about a 2-minute phone call. As you can see, in the intervening time, again Murphy's Law, the fire just took off while I was on the phone, and unfortunately I wasn't able to record it, but yeah, she's definitely away. And that kindling and the 3 pieces of 4x2 offcuts are burning pretty well, as you can see. So I'll probably leaving it burning like this for another 5-6 minutes, at which point that indicator light down the bottom there will turn from red to green, and that's pretty much a symbol that it's ready for the turbo to be pressed. I could probably do it right now, even though that light hasn't gone green. I could probably do it now and it will start firing up down the bottom just like that, but obviously the fire up the top does go out, or it drops down quite a bit, so I'll leave that up and just let that burn in. What we want to happen is we want that kindling in the bottom there to sort of burn out as much as possible and create as much ash. So probably in another 5 to 10 minutes I'll open that door just a wee bit and I'll put my poker in and I'll poke around and try and flatten down all that smaller kindling in there and just push it out of the way. And at that point there I will probably put on these intermediate sized pieces of timber. So the one on the left is a piece of pine and the one on the right is a piece of Oregon. And as I say, I'll put that on the top of there in a few minutes, so I won't bore you by making you watch the whole bloody thing. I'll just pop back in a couple of minutes. Alright, so a couple of minutes ago that light down the bottom went green. I've been away for probably 3, maximum 4 minutes. So I just opened the door and flattened down all the stuff that was in there, and I just put in those 2 pieces of timber that I was discussing earlier, and I've shut the door. Now you can see there that the flames have died down a bit, and that's purely from me opening the door. But what will happen now again is that in the next few minutes those flames will build up again, at which point I will flip the handle and turn on the turbo. It's already starting to get pretty hot in here. I'm about 6 to 8 feet away from the fire and my face is burning. So that just shows you just how hot these fires do get. They get hot really quick. I've had a few log burners over the years, and quite a few, especially the ones with the old brick linings. They can take, you know, a good couple of hours of solid burning before you really start to feel the heat coming off them. But these ultra low emission burners, 10, maybe even 15 minutes tops, and you're really starting to feel the heat. I estimate I've probably had this fire burning for about 12-13 minutes now. And yeah, the front of my phone is starting to get pretty hot and I can feel the heat on the hand and on my face. So I'm just going to stand up and move back away a bit. But as you can see, that's burning pretty nicely there. So I'm pretty happy to go ahead and flip the old afterburner on, and you'll see there that the flames up the top start dancing. That's pretty normal, and she's burning away at the bottom there. Sorry, it's a bit hard to get a good angle because of the sun, but you see she's going to burn quite nicely. There's a decent bit of base and ash at the bottom which stops the top fire from going out completely, but it's certainly slowed down in terms of the burn rate with all that burn now coming out through the bottom. And if you look there, you'll see I've got my little mountain of ash from a couple of days ago. I forgot to empty that out actually. I sort of pushed it all down the bottom, and I should have emptied that out before I lit the fire, but that doesn't matter. It looks like a nice volcano that's erupting there. Very pretty. And that's pretty much it. So that's well and truly less than 15 minutes. I think we're looking at about probably 13 actually. I don't know, I'd have to go back and count on the camera because I pressed stop a couple of times. But I got home about 4:25. I think I started filming about 4:30, and it's now just about 4:45, although my watch is still set to Honolulu time, but you get the general idea. So she's away, and if we come out the front here, you can see that she's burning pretty clear. So not a hint of smoke or anything coming out of there. I'd have to try and get the tree behind it just to... Oh yeah, you can see the shimmer coming off the chimney with the tree behind it, but that's about as clear as it gets. So there you have it. That's the Masport Mystique Ultra Low Emission Burner with about a 15-minute light time, and yeah, there's a ton of heat coming off there now. Now the fan that works on that is run by temperature sensing. I can tell you at the moment that it's not quite hot enough for that fan to turn on, but probably in the next 5 to 10 minutes the fire will heat up to the extent that the fan forced thing, whatever you call it, will start to blow hot air out the top, and from that point on this room will become pretty hot. So by the time my partner gets home at 5:30, this place will be toasty. If you have any feedback or anything, feel free to post questions down the bottom, and I can answer any questions or help you with any inquiries. But that's basically how it is. So as I say, I don't muck around spending hours trying to light the fire, fiddling with the door and blowing on it and carrying on. I simply put my paper in, put my 10 pieces of kindling in, put 3 pieces of off-cut 4x2 on the top, light the paper, shut the door, and she's away.